Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in again this morning. Um, Proverbs chapter 29. I just have one verse, but people always, often come and they talk to me about giving uh, to poor, maybe to homeless, maybe to people that are on the road or standing on the side of the road, or just people that are extremely poor. And in our society and in our culture, we have a lot of excuses for why we don't help the poor. They might misuse money if we give it to them. They're making poor decisions already, which has helped to bring them to this place. And so a lot of people, there's something in their heart wants to give and wants to share and wants to help. And yet they've sort of been conditioned to say, you really shouldn't do that. You're enabling, you're not helping. And so they'll come a lot of times and they'll talk to me, well, what if I give them something and they misuse it? And, really what I tell people is if it's in your heart to share and to give, then you just go ahead and do it. And you say, well, but should I give them money? If it's in your heart to hand them some money, then you do it. What they do with it, might they misuse it? Absolutely. But that's between them and God. People come to the church all the time, and I have to decide whether or not I'm going to help them and how I'm going to help them and how much I'm going to help them. And I'm sure at some point along the way, somebody's gotten over on me. I could just guarantee it. But listen, I have to do what I think is right, and you have to do what you think is right. And then it's between them and God on what they do. I guess I'm going all through that to come to this place. The fact that your heart desires to help the less fortunate or the poor, that's a sign that the Spirit of God is inside of you. That's a sign that the Spirit of God is working in you, working in your heart, and working in your life. Chapter 29, verse 7 of Proverbs says this. He says, "The righteous considers the cause of the poor, but the wicked does not understand such knowledge." The righteous, he knows the condition of the poor. He sees the condition of the poor. He's moved by the condition of the poor. He considers it, the cause of the poor and the condition and what they're in. He says, but the wicked, he doesn't even understand such knowledge. He doesn't have any kind of thoughts. He doesn't have any kind of intention of doing anything. It's reminded me actually of 1 John chapter 3, verse 17. Now, this is a strong verse. I want you to hear these words. He says, "Whoever has this world's goods sees his brother in need and shuts up his heart from him. How does the love of God abide in him?" John says, if you have this world's resources and goods, you see someone with a need, and you just close up your heart, you have no compassion whatsoever. He says, how can the love of God be inside of you? How can you even think that the love of God is inside of you? Another proverb, Proverb 22, also verse 9, says, "He who has a generous eye will be blessed, for he gives his bread to the poor." You want to be blessed? Be generous. You want to prove your generosity? Give it to the poor. Give it to someone that you can have no expectation of getting anything in return for that. Just do it out of the love of God that's in your heart. The righteous considers the cause of the poor, but the wicked does not understand such knowledge. Consider the cause of the poor. Do whatever's in your heart. Do whatever God leads you to do. God bless you guys. Proverbs 29, verse 7. Get out there in faith today.